Auntie, I am ready to give up smiling if that will keep my marriage. I unbelievably heard Wofi telling me over the phone. It was obvious she was crying. At that point, I did not know why I was crying, but I was crying. Wofi, you cannot stop smiling. I say using my counseling voice. Auntie, I have all your messages back to back, and one of the things I have learned from you is that every marriage can work. Is that not true? For the first time in my life, I wanted to take back my comment. Yes, but your case is different. I mean, your husband is literally asking you to kill yourself. Whatever that want to take away your smile from you, want to kill you. I tried persuading her to see sense in what I was saying. At least, if she was not going to divorce her husband, she could threaten him with a separation. No, auntie, he cannot kill me. What he is asking of me is just a little sacrifice I need to undertake to keep my home. You have always say in your message that marriage is all about sacrifices. I became speechless and powerless as words faced me, and I did not know what else to say other than you are right. Since she was just quoting all my messages back at me. But auntie, you know my case. I just discovered of recent that John has a lot of girlfriends. Auntie, why will he want me all to himself and yet he is not ready to give me all of himself? Is it not that unfair? Yes, very unfair. And that is why I am not totally comfortable with your husband. How did you meet him in the first place? When she told me how they met, my jaw literally dropped. She had followed a friend to a pastor's place. Auntie, I know I was tricked into marrying my husband because it was after our marriage that John explained the whole process of him marrying me. What? What process? What was the process? I asked. My friend and Grace and I, since me and Grace were getting tired of our singlehood, although I was not so desperate as Grace, being a Christian, but Grace kept persuading me to go with her to a certain pastor who was good at telling people the exact location where they will meet their spouse. Okay? This was getting interesting as I put the phone on speaker, knowing this was going to be a very long talk. We attended the program, but unfortunately, we were unable to see him for counseling, or better still, for consultation. We were told we had to attend this program for a month before we have access to him, she said. So, you started attending this church, and that was where you met John. I cut in, as obviously I thought I knew where the story was heading. No, ma, it was more clever, orchestrated than that. So, how did John came into the picture, and when she told me how, my mouth was wide open. For some minutes, it was her continuous hello ma, are you still there, that brought me back to life. Do you want to know what I heard? Make sure you subscribe to this channel now. You will meet your husband on a Thursday evening at Ikoransa bus stop. He will have a red Vex top with blue jeans and a white tennis shoes on. You have to be at Ikoransa bus stop at exactly 5 p.m. waiting for your bus. You both will bump into each other and instantly something will tell you both you are soulmate. Auntie, that was what the pastor told me during my consultation section. With him and prior to that, I had had a lot of testimony during the service of how God has connected people to their spouses. It was too real to be doubted, even though the pastor told Grace that her own husband was still very far away in India and she needed to do 14 days marathon fasting or pay to have one of the church pastor do the fasting on her behalf. So I became lost in all what I was saying. I could not believe how gullible she was, but I had not had it all. Auntie, you will not believe that it happened exactly as the pastor prophesied. I was at the Coranza bus stop at exactly 5 p.m. and suddenly a young man bumped into me. He was just the exact description, wearing the same thing, red v-neck, blue jean, white tennis. Was all I could say. But after a brief moment of silence, I asked, but was this just coincidence or it was arranged? I managed to ask. Auntie arrange oh, big time oh, what if I confess to me? It was after the marriage that John told me he is a member of the pastor church. But as the head of the technical unit, he was always in the technical room mixing the camera shots during service. He said it was one of those services I attended that he saw me on camera smiling. He said his heart melted at my smile, and that was very instant. He did not know how it came out of his mouth, but he heard himself saying, "That is my wife. You like her?" One of his colleagues asked, "If you like her, you better go and tell Papa before he receive her for someone else." What if I continue her surprising story? How we met, Auntie. Apparently, in their church, it was a norm for the pastor to be the one to choose their partner for them. And since I was not their member, the pastor had to use that prophecy trick on me. John told me he had shown the pastor my smiling footage, and the pastor assured him I was going to be his wife. So, Auntie, that was how I entered into this marriage. Oh. I was on a temporary mute with my mouth wide open. I could hear the echo of her voice saying, "Hello, ma. Hello, ma. Are you there?" But 101 times, things were going on my head. Can you guess any of these questions? Let me ask you the first one, ringing in my head so loud. Was it right for the pastor to have done that matchmaking under spiritual deception? Other questions keep flying around in my head. Questions like, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching. Please drop your response in the comment section. See you in my next video.